Welcome to Big Rock Adventure at the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Today I'm going to be taking you through a tour of our bunkhouse and camping areas and giving you some information on booking as well as policies. This is our office where you check in once you get to the bunkhouse areas. You give us your waivers, we take care of the payment, everything like that. And then you don't need to come up to the office to check in for every single activity. You can just walk to where the activities start, and we'll go over all that with you when you get here. It's also where you'll check out at the end and go over tips and everything like that. And we also have a small merchandise store that just has some stickers and magnets and ice cream and things like that, so you can tell your group and they can come check our store out. This is the parking for the large group bunkhouse area. You can use all of the space that you need as long as you're not going into the road. This bunkhouse area has a fire pit that must stay where it's at, as well as a small covered pavilion for cooking, a spigot with running potable water, and picnic tables. You're required to bring garbage bags for the garbage that's over there, as well as tablecloths if you plan on doing any sort of craft that may get on our tables. The large group bunkhouse area has 3 bunkhouses, each with 15 beds, so there's 45 beds here, as well as additional space for tents underneath the trees. The inside of each bunkhouse has a fan, as well as some lights and electrical units. And each bed has a mattress cover in it. So we do recommend that you bring sleeping bags and pillows, but other than that, we do have the pads included. This is the half of the 30 by 70 foot pavilion that is reserved for the large group bunkhouse area. The other half is set aside for our day use customers. If there are no groups that are gathering that day, you are welcome to use the space, but just know that you might have to condense into your reserved half if a group does need the space. This is the parking for the riverside area. You can use all of the space that you need as long as you're not going into the road. The riverside bunkhouse area has a small covered pavilion for cooking, as well as a garbage can, a hammock stand, a fire pit, 3 picnic tables, and a covered canopy. It also has direct river access. If you are planning on using the river, you have to bring your own life jackets. You also have to bring garbage bags, as well as firewood, and we highly recommend bringing camp chairs. And then you also have to bring, if you're planning on doing any crafts that could get on the picnic tables, tablecloths are required so we don't get them covered with paint and other materials. This spigot with running potable water for the riverside bunkhouses is right next to this first bunkhouse. And the area has 2 bunkhouses, each with 15 beds, so there's 30 beds total, as well as a couple spots for tents. The inside of each bunkhouse has a fan, as well as lights, an electrical plug, and then each bed has a foam mattress with a cover. We do recommend that you bring sleeping bags and pillows. This is the parking for our tent camping area. We have these 2 spots, as well as the parking all along these wood logs. You can use all of the space as long as you're not in the road. This is our tent camping area. It has a fire pit, as well as a spigot with running potable water, a garbage can, 2 picnic tables, and a canopy. We do not provide any of the sleeping materials, so you do need to bring any tents, sleeping bags, and pillows that you need. And the space for tents is all right here on the other side of the fire pit. In this area, there is some bridges right next to the tent camping spots. We just ask that you keep your group and have your group stay off of those bridges, just because that is an activity that is run by staff and you have to pay for, and you wear harnesses for it, so it's not safe if they're on the bridges on their own. It is private property, so just make sure you're keeping them off. This is the footbridge that connects the bunkhouse side of the river, which is this one, to the activity side of the river, which is right here. So as you're walking from the bunkhouses to the activities, you'll see the dumpster that you put all your trash in at the end of your trip, and if you keep following this road to the activities, you'll see 2 flushing toilets in our shower, which you are welcome to use, even though each bunkhouse and tent area has 2 porta potties right next to it. You can use the flushing toilets and showers. They're just a further walk away, but they are used by our day use customers, so please treat them with respect.